This is Mark Whitten. This is Adam MacArthur.
This is Ann Yatko.
This is Molly Chung.
Hey everybody, this is Michael Yurchak.
This is Daquan Wilshire.
This is Lexi Nieto.
This is Rico Fajardo, and you're watching.
And you're listening to Spoiler Force Podcast. Set your heart ablaze.
All right, so this is episode 145 of Spoiler Force Podcast. My name is Ricky, and thank you for tuning in. So, as you can see, this week's guest, I have Rachta Lin back on the podcast. I'm so happy.
Yes, so excited to be back. Yes.
Oh yeah, you're one of my favorite guests and artists. So, I've been trying so hard. Like I tried so hard last year to get you on before the new year started. And they're like, no, we can't really do that because she's got plans already. She's gonna be in Thailand, and she's also got the new studio set up. And as you can see, Rachta's background, she's got the new studio.
Yay, my new studio is my cozy corner. Yeah, there's a lot of space on the other side of the camera.
Yeah, if you follow Rachta's Instagram or Twitter, you'll see all her like pictures of the setup. I love it. It's so it's so cool.
Yeah,
it's not like mine just literally in my bedroom.
Oh come on, your room looks great. Come on, I was just saying that his room looks great. Like, hey, it looks so cozy.
It is. I'm not gonna lie. It's better than the last time we talked. Last time we recorded, I was in Oklahoma. It was at the farmhouse.
I thought it was pretty cool because you're in a farmhouse, and I thought that was that's great because there's no farmhouse in Singapore, so I thought it was cool.
Yeah, the farmhouse was it was only tolerable because I had internet over there. If I didn't have internet, I would have gone crazy.
Oh my god, I see. Yeah. I wouldn't mind checking it out though.
I don't know. You say that now until you go. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know. Oh, okay, fine. I have this weird dream that I want to do a farm staycation, but I'm not sure how I actually like it.
Well, it really
sorry for being.
Oh no, it's fine. I think it just depends on like which area you go to. Like the farmhouse I was at, it wasn't bad, but it's so isolated. So like
I see. So
we had like my uncles who owned it, they have like over 90 acres of land. And so we're literally hilltop, and then like everything is just land.
I see. Okay. All right then. Wow, it's really I cannot comprehend it. I probably have to see it for myself.
I'll send you. I'll try to see if I can find some pictures. I'll send you some pictures.
Okay. Send me pictures.
But I'm glad to have you back on, Rachta, because you've done so much in 2022.
Yeah,
and I can't believe like the amount of work you've put out. Like I still don't get how people have not like I know that like because I follow you a lot, so I see a lot of your work, but to me as a fan, I'm just like, man, I don't get how like no one's really like noticing Rachta yet. Like you deserve so much more like followers and fans.
Thanks. Because hey, thanks a lot. To be fair, because I spent a lot of time on project they cannot disclose, so I didn't really draw my stuff for how should I say, because in order to get a lot of likes and stuff you have to follow the trends and everything, but I didn't do that. So I guess that I wonder if I made a good decision or not to focus on my own content, but it's something that I wanted to do. I have always wanted to do for the longest time. So yeah, I chose to do that instead of trying to grow my social media. So maybe that's the result I'm gonna get. So.
Well, you're getting paid to do what you're doing, so that's what matters more.
Getting paid is very important. Yes. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna drink this.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah. So there's I honestly don't know where to start because the last time we spoke, like you were just getting into doing the convention scene again, and then when I moved here to Texas, that's when you started going like you went to like some of the cons in Chicago, and then you went to New York, and then you did a lot of like the Singapore conventions there.
It was very fun. Yeah.
So I
finally
mean,
get start to do conventions again after a few years of no convention at all. Yeah.
Rashta, I
Mm.
guess you could just can you just talk about like
Ah,
how is it like going back to conventions? Like it's
ah,
been a while for you too. So like when you got back and just got into the con scene, seeing people like do commissions and stuff like that, how
mm.
is that like for you?
Wow. I guess I felt myself at the beginning of the year. I felt extremely grateful. I don't know how to explain it. It's a kind of feeling that, oh yeah, I'm grateful to be alive and going back to see everybody again. Because the mood during the pandemic for most of my friends and family a little bit down. And during that time, I was going through a lot of done a lot of thinking and stuff like that. It was like, yeah, these people are important to me. Fans are important to me, and I mean, I don't know. It just might sound so weird and cheesy and randomly deep, but I was thinking about my life. Oh yeah, I mean, if I get to go back again, then I'll appreciate like the opportunities that I get and the people that appreciate me. So when I go back to the con, it felt great to be with everybody again. So it was a very good feeling to be back. And yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It was a really good feeling. And last time I think I was a little bit more introverted, and now I feel that since it's gonna come out very weird and cheesy maybe, but during the pandemic, I felt that if life is too short, I'll try my best to make everybody know how much I appreciate them directly. Let's say if I felt something about them that I like, I would tell them on the spot. Last time I'll be a bit shy, like I might think that okay, this person is so cool. But I would never tell them about it because I was like, oh man, it sounds so weird to just talk to them about it. But now I try my best to just tell them on the spot. Yeah.
That's good.
So something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way
Is it?
to. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, it might be random, but yeah.
Oh no, no. I was gonna say to add on to that. It's just like I think that's good to have that kind of perspective because
Yeah.
like you said with the pandemic, everything was
Mm,
kind of just shook. So everyone
ah,
had different experiences. People didn't know what to
yeah.
do during that time, and then
Yeah.
even like early last year when people were
Mm,
when cons opened up
yeah.
again and started going and people started going back. Even for me, like when I went back to conventions, like
Yeah.
um and here in Texas, some people, take it seriously, some people don't. I can't speak for everyone,
Mm,
but when I went, a lot of us that went as attendees, we kind of just all rushed into it, but then we kind of forget
mm,
about the guests too, because some
oh.
guests are kind of like still on the fence. They still wear masks, they still
Yeah.
they still bring hand sanitizer, they
Mm,
still want to. I don't know if some did, but some still had like the plexiglass up and stuff like that.
mm,
So it was
oh.
very everyone was still like on their toes about everything. So like we had to as attendees and as fans, we have to really like you know
Mm,
not rush through the conventions, even though we all want to come
ah,
back. So
oh yeah.
I understand where you're coming from with like just trying to be more open and not be so
Ah,
introverted, because staying home for so
ah.
long during the pandemic was like, even for me, I thought I was introverted, and then I was like,
Oh
staying
yeah.
home for so long, and I was like, yeah, I can't do this no more. I gotta do something.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm actually an introverted too. But yeah, well, I learned to appreciate uh, you know, I mean, when it's gone because I'm introverted and I realize that's the only time I get to socialize with people a lot is during conventions. Every time of the day, I'm just at home drawing. Then I'm like, oh wow, shit, conventions are gone. Then I'm like,
Back to
it's
square
kind of
one again.
yeah. Yeah, so I was, oh, okay. I mean, so I'm trying to be a bit more open about my feelings for them, especially it's positive. I let people know on the spot nowadays. If sometimes I feel like I still feel shy and stuff. I try to work up the courage to let them know on the spot. I
I think
appreciate
that's.
you too.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you. I appreciate you a lot
yeah.
too. Yeah, I think you know I think it's
Yeah.
important that you to mention that too, because I think
Hmm.
at least with the things that I've gone through the past year
Ah,
or so, like I think it's important to tell the people that
ah.
that you do care about them, that you do love them, appreciate them. One of
Yeah.
my good podcasting friends, Julian from What's in My Head podcast,
Wow.
he has this he started his podcast because he wanted to speak with people that inspired his life. So
Oh,
you know
wow. I see.
uh I forgot what he said. It was there's a quote that he said. I could be misquoting him, but there's a quote that he said
Hmm.
that that's along the lines of like give the people you love their roses, like so, like appreciate
Hmm.
the people that you have while they're alive, like
Yeah,
because like a big
that's very
part,
true.
yeah,
Yeah.
because a big part that affected him was do you know about Kobe Bryant and how he passed a couple of years
Uh,
ago? Yeah, so Kobe Bryant's death,
oh,
the
yeah,
basketball
that's true.
player, helped
Yeah, it was
motivate
so
my.
shocking. Yeah.
Yes, and honestly, his anniversary was not too long ago. Like I think it was 3 years already. Um,
Mm.
but rest in peace to Kobe Bryant and Gigi Bryant. But their deaths inspired my friend to do his podcast. And when I see him like do his
Wow.
work and talk to all these writers or voice actors or animators, like
I see.
it's a good way, like you said, to appreciate the people that are still around versus like waiting until like if someone, God forbid, someone passes and then like, oh my gosh, I really cared about their work, but I never got to speak with them. So that's where
Yeah.
like I'm trying to say about what you're doing. I think it's great that you're doing that, because if you don't say it now, you're gonna regret not saying it at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still trying here and there because sometimes I have the mood in the mood that, oh man, maybe it's still like I'm shy, but I try my best to work on it. Yeah.
It's like, was I too weird about it?
Mm. Yeah, I
No.
was like, oh my god, what the hell was that? Yeah.
Trust me, I've been in that same boat too. There's some people that I complimented. I'm like, oh, that I seem kind of creepy. I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes I have that mood, so it was like, okay, I try my best to overcome that feeling. So
Or at least
let's
I
try together.
oh, definitely. I think it's funny, Racha, though. I think it's different though, right? Because I
Uh,
think for
no,
you
yeah.
as a woman, it's a little bit. It comes off like, I could be wrong, but as a woman, I think it comes off a little bit more easier for you, because like, oh, she's just
I see.
shy, or not to be mean, but like dorky, or cute, but
I see.
like
I
but,
don't know.
but for me, like if I do that and it just like, oh my god, what's he doing? He's weird,
Oh,
this
come
weirdo,
on, you're
like.
fine. Okay, at least it's fine by me. Yeah, usually, because
Yeah, I
I
mean that's what
guess
like.
I'm dorky, so I understand when people go through the same process.
But like for me, it's like, if you don't know me, then like if I
Uh,
like try to be nice to you, it comes off really weird, because like I look mean
uh.
already. So like
Oh, come
that's why.
on, you don't look mean at all.
Well,
At
that's
least
because
to me, I never. Yeah.
that's because like, I'm comfortable talking with you. So like
Oh, I
I'm more
see.
like I'm more like expressive. I can kind of relax a bit more. But when I'm meeting new people,
Uh,
it's like I'm just like hi. Like I'm so
oh, come
awkward.
on. See, I cannot imagine you being like that
Oh no,
because
trust me.
I mean, because when I talk to you, it feels fine to me. I don't know.
Well, and it's because it's a virtual podcast. Until
I
if we
see.
meet in person, I think you may see some of the awkwardness with
No.
me.
Come on, come meet me in person then. I'll
Oh yeah,
tell you
I'm trying to.
how you're
When
doing.
you were in Chicago, I was like, damn, I
I
could really go to
see.
Chicago, right, and go see Rachel. Like,
Uh-huh.
because you were in what? You went
Uh,
to C2E2, right?
yes, I did.
How was that?
Oh, I mean, it was very cool because I went to the C2E2 just before the pandemic, so it was interesting to go back there again. And I like Chicago. It's kind of a nice, cool place. A little bit cold, but it's still a cool place.
Yeah, Chicago's cold.
It's cold to me, but I remember it was nice overall to get back to the con scene again. I like the vibe of the city. Yeah.
Did you try like any of the food in Chicago at all? I know you like to try a lot
Ah,
of food when you go travel, so you should definitely just do like vlogs. Just like do like a
I
foodie channel when you go travel.
I would love to, but then I'm actually quite slow when it comes to video and stuff. I have seen some of my friends, influencer, they're extremely fast and efficient with their videos. I'm like, oh my gosh, if that's your level, I don't know how to catch up with that. No, I mean, it is great. Chicago is a great place. Yeah.
And then you also went to New York. You went to Anime NYC, right? And then
Ah,
you also
yeah, I
went to New
did.
York Comic Con,
Wow.
right?
Yeah, New York Comic Con. Oh, it's crazy. I love it. Actually, it's one of my favorite con of all time. Because I kind of like creators own content. Like I love it when people come up with their own comics, original character and stuff. And New York Comic Con has a lot of those. So I thought, oh, okay, that was really cool. So like, it's big and it's lively. I like the vibe of the place. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I have not gone yet. That's on my
You
bucket list to go. I
should
don't, but
go.
but
Yeah.
it is like one that
Mm,
I want to go to. Um,
uh,
I, I just I'm like, if I go to that, I have to like really decide which other cons I want to go to. Like, um, give me 1 second. I think I freeze on your end.
Oh yeah, you freeze.
Okay,
But
let
it's
me.
a nice shot because you're smiling all over.
Okay, let me refresh my page here real quick. Okay.
Okay.
Should
Yay.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry
No
about that. That's very
worries.
unprofessional of me to do that. I wasn't even paying attention to my camera. I was like too busy talking, and then I
Ah.
looked up. I'm like, I'm frozen. So does that mean Rachta can see that? So
Oh yeah, so
oh my,
I guess I cannot see it, but I'm not sure if it's my connection or yeah.
I think it could be me
Okay.
because I'm the one that's hosting. So I think
I
it could be
see.
me. But
Hmm.
I think we should be fine now. Hopefully.
Yeah, looks great.
Okay. If not, then
Yes.
I'll resort to using my phone. but
No
but
worry, it looks fine. Yeah.
okay. So.
Mm.
To get back onto the topic we were on, we were talking about New York Comic Con.
Oh yeah, we
I
are.
have not gone yet.
Mm. You should
The,
go there.
I
Yay.
plan to. I have a friend who went during when the
Mm.
Joker was released, the Joaquin Phoenix one.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, so
sounds like such a great time.
he went
Oh, I
right when
love that. I love
he
that
went during
version of
that time, and
Joker.
then
Ah.
he went to the staircase where Joaquin Phoenix was dancing on.
Oh, are you
Yes.
serious? I think I haven't been to that staircase yet. I'm missing out.
Well, did you do like a lot of the touristy stuff when you went to New York? Like, I know you went to
um,
Times Square, right?
yeah, I mean, because it's just so close by, and I'm like, okay, let's go. Just walk there. Um, so honestly, I haven't really done that many touristy stuff in New York because when I go to con, usually it's to attend the cons.
Right.
And if I have some extra time, then I do some touristy stuff. But usually, if you're busy, you just say near, you know, explore nearby, and Times Square is always nearby. So I'm like, okay, fine, let's go there. I know it's just so touristy, but then I'm like, let's go there.
That's the best option right there.
That's the best option right now. Let's just go there. I have gone to Central Park. Actually, it feels like a beautiful park, but because it was on the clock at the point in time, so I didn't get to check it out fully. But I
Okay.
was like, you know what? If I live here, I would totally come here because it has such a great vibe to walk around and hang out and chill and stuff. Yeah.
Did you go to Midtown Comics
Mm.
there in New York?
Oh yeah, I did. I mean, it's always because it's nearby, so always make a point to drop by to check out the comics. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
because
is nice,
I
Yeah.
usually order from them when it comes to like certain like covers.
I
Yeah,
see.
so I order from them from time to time,
Hmm.
but I haven't been buying
Uh-huh.
comics since I moved to Texas
Yeah.
because um
Okay.
all of my stuff is still back at home in Michigan. So like
Ooh, wow.
I have a lot of stuff, and I have yet to decide like how I'm gonna do that because like
Ah,
like I said, I'm living with my cousin, so this is like we're
I
all
see.
sharing this house, and so I don't want to
Mhm.
bring like a bunch of figures and comic books and like place them all over the house, like
I
because we're all sharing.
see.
So and then I don't want to leave them in storage
Oh,
either.
come on.
They're all back at my
You have
they're all
that's
back at
nice.
my parents' place in Michigan right now, so they're just taking up space there. But I don't know. My mom's like,
Okay.
Ricky, you got to get rid of this stuff. You have a comic book store in our house.
No, no, mom, don't get rid of it. Come on, you can give it to me. Just kidding.
I could ship some to you. If
No,
I
I'm
ever go
just
back to
kidding.
Michigan, I'll look through and see what I can give you. You can help me
No
take it off my
way.
hands.
I was just kidding. Those are your treasure. Yeah, but I was just thinking in such a way, so you're gonna throw it away. You live with your cousin. Does your cousin like, is he into comic anime?
Oh yeah,
Stuff?
yeah. He's been on the podcast
Oh yeah,
several times. Yeah.
Hey, look at
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah, his
mean,
name's Bobby. So he's been on the show a few times. We go to conventions
oh,
together.
that's amazing.
Yeah, like he wasn't really into that kind of stuff until I moved in, and then
Oh, hey, you converted him. Good job.
slowly. Like he wasn't too big on the convention scenes. Like he'll buy comic books, he'll watch anime, but then like when I was
Alright.
applying for press passes, he was like,
Uh-huh.
So what do you do with press? I'm
Uh.
like, well, I just I go around and talk
Uh-huh.
about the convention, and then since
Uh-huh.
I have a podcast, I had to talk about the convention before and after. So he was like, okay, I can help you with that. So we went, and we went to one, like he went with me to Fan Expo Dallas, to some other small anime conventions like Acon, Nishi
Wow,
Fest, like
Akon. That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I hope
So
I get to Akon too.
oh, you should. I think it should be
Oh,
easy
it's
for you to get
good?
a table there. Yeah,
Oh,
but
really? Okay, I
last year
never
was
really
packed
been there.
though. Last year was very packed.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
but I think
see.
you could get a table easily, especially with like the amount of work you put out. You should easily be able to do it. Yeah.
Well, I
And then
hope I
like you
get
do all the
table.
Genshin stuff. So there's a lot of the Genshin people are here in Texas. They all love that
Oh,
stuff.
hey, really? That's amazing. That's great to hear. Yeah, Genshin husbandos and waifus are like top tier.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
later today, I'm actually going to
Hmm.
this it's like a Genshin inspired lantern rite event. I'm not going to the exact
Oh my
event.
gosh, that sounds so fun.
I mean, it
Nice.
seems like it's more for like
Excited.
it seems like it's
Hmm.
more for like the younger people. But like they have an artist alley there that's free. So I'm
I
going there
see.
to the artist alley to check it out.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of Genshin inspired events here in Texas. Like I said, there's a lot of young like cosplayers, a lot of young audiences
I
that play the game.
see.
So like I said, you came with your artwork and especially how you set up your booth, which I love, by the way.
Really?
You'll do a great job here in Texas. That's why I keep telling you should come to Texas for an
I want to go
anime
to
convention.
Texas. Everybody keeps saying Texas has the best barbecue. Is
Yes.
that true?
I
Oh my
think
gosh.
so.
I love barbecue. It's one of my most one of my most favorite food. I love eating meat. Yeah.
Well, if you come to Texas, we will the Spoiler
Alright.
Force team will treat you out.
Are you
We will take-
serious?
yes, we will treat
my
you out
gosh.
and
Oh,
we'll hang out in Texas. But
oh yeah, I would love to show me
Yeah.
the best meat place.
yes, I mean I don't
You
know it
guys-
too much. I've only been in Texas
you
for
guys
less than a
know.
year, but my cousins that I
really?
live with, they know all this.
Oh,
They know all this stuff,
alright.
so they'll help you.
meat. Sorry.
But no, there was
I can't believe myself. Sorry. Okay. Please continue.
it's
Sorry.
okay.
What am I doing?
it's okay. No, there was one thing I wanted to ask you because
Oh yeah.
San Diego Comic-Con, are you going to that?
Oh, I don't know. I have always wanted to go. Everybody's like, "Oh yeah, it's the bucket list. You gotta go." But I don't know.
So
I
you've never
personally want to
gone?
go. I have never gone to San Diego. I heard it's like a crazy event. And they're
Damn,
saying if you're gonna go to cons, you gotta go to San Diego. I'm like, oh, I wanna go, but no, it's quite intense, the wait list and everything. Oh,
I was hoping you were gonna go because I'm going this year.
oh no way,
Yeah.
you're going.
I was-
Come on.
Yeah, my cousin that I live with, he surprised me with that for Christmas. He was like,
Are you
we're go-
serious?
Yeah,
This is the
'cause
best ever.
I know I don't know
Are
how
you
I'm gonna
kidding
repay
me?
him, but like, because like he,
Oh man, somebody surprised me with San Diego trip, please. Yay, thanks. Just kidding.
you could do a GoFundMe, Rachta, like help me get to San Diego.
Yeah. I heard everybody was telling me like some of my friends have been there. They were like, "Oh yeah, it's crazy." Yeah.
It'll be my first time, and we're actually going for all 4 days, which is I don't know how
Oh,
I'm gonna
it's
do
so
that.
sweet.
It's
Uh,
it's already like going to like a 2 day cons
uh.
is already exhausting for me. So like I
Oh
can't imagine
wow.
going to 4 days, just straight up
Come on.
convention. But
Are you
uh,
going to AX?
AX,
Anime.
no. I have some. I've been there once in
Oh,
2015, so that was a
I
long time
see.
ago.
Yeah.
Uh, but I have
Uh,
some artist friends that been on the
mm,
show too that have tables there and that are
mm.
going back there again. Um,
Oh, I
yeah,
see.
but AX has been growing like crazy since
Yeah.
the last time I went back in
Mm,
2015 compared to how it is now. It's grown so
yeah.
much that I honestly
Yeah, it's
don't know
so
how I'm
huge.
gonna like if I go back, I have to really commit because I can't just like go in and explore LA and then
Uh,
come back. I have to really commit going
uh,
to AX because it's so packed. There's just so much stuff to do there
uh,
now.
yeah, it is. I'll be going. So anybody
Uh
of you going, see
I
me there.
I I have a fr- I have a friend, Lilith's art. Her name's Jessica. She was on the show too, and
Oh,
she's got it. I think she's got a table there. So I'll
ah,
let her know or you both can like meet each other there. He's like,
oh,
hey, we both
really?
know
Yeah,
Ricky. Yeah,
sure. Why not? Yeah, that'd be great.
yeah. She does like a lot of Genshin art too, so you can check
Are
out her
you
stuff.
serious? Hey, that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I'll
It's like
need
a lot
some
of like.
Zhongli.
Oh yeah, she has a good one of Zhongli.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like my number one. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
something.
like he's still my number one character too. Like I don't know. The last time we spoke, you said you haven't played because you didn't roll for Zhongli, right?
Yeah, I would say that if I roll him, I'd probably be still be playing. I was so salty. I was so annoyed that I didn't get him. I was like, no way, I'm gonna quit this game. Like super salty. And
You
yeah.
know, there was like his banner came back a few times, right?
Yeah, I know, but it was like, oh man, because I used to play FGO before and I
Okay.
spent quite a lot of money on that game. So I'm like, I gotta stop. Stop my hand. Don't do it.
That just means you have to draw more.
Yeah.
You gotta draw more commissions.
Oh my god, yeah. Dumb.
uh like
Yeah.
with everything that's been going on,
Mm.
I love seeing like again like how you've been going back to cons and stuff.
Yeah.
There was one convention you went to. Was it Singapore where you met no, it wasn't Singapore. I know
Oh.
you met what's her name, Larissa Rochford. You met her,
Oh my
right?
god, yeah, she's so cute.
Like
Sorry.
was that in
Yeah, I'm
Singapore that you
excited.
met her?
Yeah, it's in Singapore, yeah.
Yeah, she helped like she
Mm.
helped promote your manga that you're making,
Yeah,
the
she's so
Wonderverse Saga.
sweet. She's like she read my manga and she helped me promote it. So I'm very how should I say? I feel very touched by it because I admire her work and I think she's as a person she is extremely hardworking and she's very down to earth as well. I mean she's putting a lot of great content out there and her cosplay is great and also has a really great personality. So I'm like, oh my god, really? You're going to? So I was really appreciated that she would do this for the manga and I'm like, oh my god. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm having an original manga, so
Yes, we will
check it
talk
out.
about the Wonderverse Saga. So don't worry. It's just I have
Yeah.
so much to catch up with you because
Yeah, but
I
she's
want
really cool. Yeah, I like her a lot.
because I want the fans to know like the amount of work you've put out aside from the
Uh,
manga that you're making right now, like just all
uh,
the stuff you've been doing because like I said I really enjoyed like all the work you've done. So you met Larissa, but you've also met a bunch of other good cosplayers too. You met Miss
oh
Shibuya
yeah.
Kaho. You met her.
Oh my
I
gosh,
was
she's so
so
cute.
jealous that you got to meet her. I'm so
Ah, she's
jealous.
so cute. I
And
was
then
like, she's so small. Like, she's so petite in person. It's like I was like, wow, I didn't realize that. I was quite tall, much taller than her than expected. I am not the tallest person, but she is really cute and pretty in person, and I really like. We cannot really communicate much, but then She was very cute. Yeah.
Where did you meet her? Was that in New York?
I was
Or
AX.
AX. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why you should come to AX. Yay!
Yeah. I mean, like I follow her too. Like I know she's gone to cons close by to Texas. It's
Mm,
just a little bit out the way for me, but I do want to
yeah,
meet her one day as well because I enjoy her
she is
cosplays and
very nice. I felt that she's also very she's quite down to earth and
yeah.
she's very approachable. I really like her a lot. Yeah.
And then
Mm.
there was also there was another cosplayer. I'm trying to like remember all the people you met because
Ah.
I was just so
Oh
salty
my
as
god, I
a
met so many
I was you
people.
Haname, right? Is that her how you say it?
Hanami. Oh yeah,
Han, Han,
Hanaami.
Haneame. Yeah, you
Hana
met
Hanaami, yes, Hanaami. Gosh, I'm dumb.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
She's
you
so
met
cute.
her and she has her own figure coming out. Like
Yeah, it looks
yeah.
so pretty.
You met her
Yeah.
like me and
I
my
actually was thinking, should I get it? Yeah. It's
like
so great.
me and my other cousin that
Mhm.
does my cousin Michael who does artwork
Hmm.
too. Like he's a big fan of her, and so
I
he buys
see.
figurines, and he was like, Ricky, you should check her out. She's a
Her
cosplayer. She has
figurine
her own.
looks great. I
Yeah. So
really
like
want it.
we saw that,
Yeah.
and then I was like, she looks so familiar, and then I showed my
Mm.
cousin Michael. He's like, I was like, Rachta met her. So we were just
Yeah.
looking at the pictures, like, oh my gosh, just jealous behind
Mm.
the screen, like, oh my,
Yeah.
Rachta gets to meet all these amazing people. Uh,
Yeah, and I really like the fact that she is actually extremely down to earth as well, and she's very nice in person. You know, you can talk to her, and she's I don't know, I can sense that, you know, she work hard. She's a hard worker. I mean, like, you can see that when she's at the booth, she's attentive and she's very nice. She talks to everybody. So I was like, wow, that's and those things it's actually quite. I personally think it's actually very tiring to do that the whole day. So I always appreciate people who like, you know, you don't it's actually physically tiring and to be in that energetic mood all the time. She makes you keep it up and still be nice and attentive to everybody. So I thought that wow, that's really nice. Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of
Hmm.
people who like just have
Hmm.
booths or that are vendors like a lot of
Mm.
the artist friends I know, like they do that too. Like I've
Mm.
helped out at some of like my cousin Michael, who's an artist.
Ah, yeah.
I helped him at his booth, and you know, no, this is my first time being behind the vendor table, so I don't know how to approach
Wow.
customers, right? So I'm just like very straightforward. I'm like, so how are you doing? Hello, how are you doing? Like I'm just like straightforward to these people, and like I said, like we were talking about earlier, like I come off like if you don't know me, I can come off very aggressive. So like when
Ah.
I was like trying to get customers to check out the artwork or the
Mm.
table, they would just look and like shy away. I'm like, am I doing something wrong? Am I too
No,
aggressive
you're
to these
fine. I
people?
think you're fine.
so,
I mean,
so
even me, sometimes I feel shy too in this kind of situation.
like buy my
Yeah.
art.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's fine. You're doing great. Don't worry about it.
No, I think
Uh,
it's I give you a lot of credit to just be able to do that. I mean,
mm,
like you said, it's exhausting, and then especially when you're keeping up with like trying to figure out what people
mm,
want, and then doing commissions on the side too. Because I know how exhausting
yeah,
that can be. Like a lot of the artists that I've
uh,
speak with that do commissions, they said that it's you have to be very quick. You can't you can take your
uh,
time, but you also have to figure out what to do so that way you're not like wasting your time drawing and you can still make sales off like your prints or off your merch
uh,
and stuff like that. So I mean, how does that work for you, Racha? Like when you're doing commissions, do you wait until after the
oh,
con and then do it, or do you do it during the con and then like wait till the customer comes back?
okay. Last time I do it during the cons. I take it only at the con on the spot. And I do it on the fly during the con. So actually, convention time has always been extremely busy and tiring for me. So it's like I go to work pretty much full the whole 2 to 4 days depends on the cons how many days they have. Then during those time, it's just me doing like a marathon, pretty much. That's how I feel physically. But it was pretty cool. I mean, mentally, I feel good because this is something I have always wanted to do. It might be physically tiring, but I'm happy that I get to do this for someone else. Like somebody would like me, like make art enough to actually commission me to draw characters for them. And usually these characters means a lot to them, has a personal meaning to them, because if not, they wouldn't commission that character, right? So it's meant for somebody important to them. If it's not for themselves, it's meant for someone that's important to them. So for the fact that they trust me to do something so important, I felt really like this is my responsibility and my obligation to do the best that I can for them. So it was I try my best to work to balance everything and finish the commission for them on time and everything. So yeah, it's quite it's physically tiring, but I think it's quite rewarding emotionally. So
Yeah, seeing your
yeah.
customers like come and get their commission and just like, oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I think you do a great job with your commissions, because like I you know, like I've told you before, I love how you color your characters and like you do all that. But out of the commissions you've done,
Yeah.
I guess what you've done last year, I'll try to limit it because I know you do a lot. So out of the commissions you did last year, was there one that was your favorite at all that you did?
Holy crap. It's very tough because this is gonna sound super cliche, but you know, I love most of them. I mean, I love all of them equally, because in order to I'm not sure how other people do this, but for me, love is a big part of my creation. I feel that if I just draw without emotion, I just draw for the sake of drawing to just finish it like a factory, then I feel that it's like I wouldn't be happy with the result. So every single hour that I do have to give my all emotionally. I have to understand the character. I have to, how should I say it? Like, you know, I have to put my emotion in it. So
Put a lot of heart
every
into
one
the
of them is,
characters.
yeah, every one of them kind of means the same. I mean, like I love all of them. If not, then I wouldn't be drawing them. So that's how I feel. I guess there's a noteworthy one that I drew, just because I kind of fangirl the creator of the character. I drew a Dead commission, Dead from Sandman series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they kind of I really like the comic. It's one of my favorite comic, and so I was like, hey, that's cool. I draw the character, and the Neil Gaiman, he retweeted the artwork. So I was like, oh my
Oh, that is so
god,
cool.
I could die in peace. I was like, the creator has
Hopefully,
seen it.
hopefully you can do like a cover for him or something.
I mean, I would love to, but yeah, we'll. But just that one retweet, I was
That was
really
like your
happy.
first Sandman art, right? Because I haven't seen you do like any
Mm.
Sandman artwork besides that one commission.
Oh, I actually have drew quite a lot, because during that time the Netflix series just come out, right? So I guess
Right.
everybody
Oh yeah, okay. That's right.
having an idea that, oh, I'm gonna commission a Sandman character. So I think I drew a few dead. I guess understandably, because she's one of the most popular character from Sandman. She's cool. I like her. I get to draw Delirium from Sandman as well. But that is also quite fun. I like her concept. Yeah.
If you want to start your own podcast like Spoiler Force, then sign up with Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout has helped hundreds of thousands of users like me to begin their podcasting journey. With easy-to-use tools, you can effectively get your podcast onto different platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, and more. You can view your stats, create audio clips, and even have your own podcasting website. Buzzsprout offers ideas, tips, tricks, and tutorials to help you improve your podcast. Follow the link below, and once you sign up, you'll get a $20 Amazon gift card. This will let Buzzsprout know that I sent you and will also support Spoiler Force Podcast. If you want a simpler way to record both video and audio for your podcast, then sign up with StreamYard. StreamYard is the perfect program to create podcasts, host live streams, and even do video calls. There are many tools that can help you create and design your own personal studio. You can screen share, read live comments, and stream to different destinations like Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can also download your video and audio once you're done with your recording session. Follow the link below, and once you sign up with the basic or pro plan, you'll earn a $10 credit to use for StreamYard. happy podcasting. Speaking
Yeah.
about drawing things that you love, we can.
Mm.
I want to transition this to your manga that you are doing.
Yeah, sure.
You know, so
Yay.
for the fans and
Yeah.
followers who don't know, Rachta is. Are you still working on it now, or is it like in?
Oh yeah, I'm still working on it very
Okay.
diligently.
Okay. So
Actually, it's a very balancing act for me because it's I have to try to find the time to create it. Yeah.
Rachta's
I'm
working
usually
on
so busy.
her series called the Wonderverse
Yeah.
Saga.
All right.
And for the fans and followers who don't remember, I think was it the second time we spoke or the first time we spoke, you mentioned that you did like something else too. Like I remember we talked about the Under the Wishing Well. We talked about that one.
Through the wishing well.
Oh,
I think.
Through the
Yeah,
Wishing Well.
that's it. I know.
Yes.
No worries, close enough.
But sorry, I want to make sure I name it right because that's your work. I don't want to like butcher it, but yes, Through the Wishing Well, we talked about that. But then I remember the last time we spoke, you were like the goal was to make your own like actual series, and now
Yeah.
2 to almost 3 years later, now like you're actually doing what you set
Yeah.
out to do. So
Yeah.
can you let
Finally.
can you let the fans and followers know like what the Wonderverse Saga is about?
I see. Okay, it's my my life's work. Kinda. Ever since I was young, I have always been wanting to become a manga artist. It's my crazy obsession. And the story is actually about if I have to say, it's a kind of a dark fantasy superhero. Revolve around this teenage boy, and he's kind of like in this world, right? I guess it's a play, it's a twist on the usual superhero genre that in this world, the people with superpower are the norm, but people who are born without power are considered like below human. They're considered a second class citizen, and they're kind of like having a slave-ish kind of status in this society. And the main character are one such person. So he doesn't have a superpower. And in the story, the people with superpower are not technically a superhero, but actually the villain of the story. Kinda. So that is the you have to summarize it. That's kind of what the story is. It's about a struggle of this boy. He's not given a name. He was born in he's having a number, like a serial number as a name, and you follow him and find his follow his struggle to kind of overcome his circumstances against all odds. Pretty much, yeah.
Well, that's a great synopsis to start with. I'm even with the trailer that you did, I kind of clipped that too to make a trailer for you so that people can
Yeah,
know who's on the show.
you.
But I thought it was really cool
Yeah.
that it's kind of like I said, like a dark fantasy, a little bit more mature. It's not like it's not too shonen, but like it's there's some darker themes to this, and I'm looking forward to like just the overall story because again, after reading through the Wishing Well, I love the concept of that of what you did.
Really? Thank
So
you.
I'm if the Wonderverse Saga is your life's work, I know it'll be much more deeper than Through the Wishing Well that you did before. So I guess, can you say like how much or how many chapters have you done so far with the story?
Wow. Okay. Technically, it's just one chapter, but it's extremely big. It's like 200 plus pages.
Oh,
It's
okay.
pretty much a pilot episode that is kind of have a length of a usual manga tankobon, a usual manga one single volume like that. Yeah. So actually, when I finished drawing the storyboard, I actually printed out to see it's in the physical format. This is the thickness of the book for this one chapter.
Okay, so that'll be like its first
actually,
volume then.
Yeah, so it's actually quite thick. It's as thick as the usual manga books. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. Yeah, I guess you've had other people read it, and it seems like
Yeah.
there's been good reviews on your work so far, like because it's not actually it's not officially done yet, right? You're still making, like, you're still editing and you're still making changes to it.
Basically, I would say that the story is pretty much set. What we're working on right now is the inking the storyboard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have
Is that
finished the
something you're
storyboard for
doing?
the first volume. Yes, we are doing it right now, and actually, in fact, my manga assistant, she's in the office right now. She's behind the camera. She's working on the background.
That's
Yes,
good.
as we're speaking. So she, imagine she's probably listening to me talking about random stuff, but she's working quietly on the manga.
Get to work. I'm kidding. I'm
Like,
kidding.
she's
I'm
probably
kidding.
thinking in her mind, "Oh, what the hell I'm rambling about? Oh gosh, so noisy."
But no, that is good though that you have a team with you and you're not just by yourself doing all this. You know.
Yeah, I mean, even then, it's still a lot of work to do. Yeah, but I appreciate her help a lot. Yay!
So I, you know, I don't know too much about like
Mm.
publishing and all that stuff. So I'm assuming like
Yeah.
when you do get this published, it'll go through like an actual, like, are you publishing this on your own, like an independent publishing
I
story,
see.
or are you having like a big company do it, or like a company publish your manga? You know, you get what
Uh,
I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I understand. This part is I cannot say much, but currently it's not conclusive yet how we're going to do it.
okay,
Yeah, because we have been, I'm not sure how much can I talk about this. I have been in the discussion with some people, but I have made up my mind that no matter what, if all, how should I say, no matter I'm gonna publish it, even if it's on my self-publish on my own. So we're gonna find out what is the best for the manga. Like I have talked to my team, and we were like, okay, in the end, our decision will be based on what is best for the manga in the long run. So we will decide based on that. But currently, it's not conclusive, and yeah, I'm sorry, I
yeah,
cannot really care
yeah,
much
we'll
about
keep
it.
it at that. We'll keep it.
Yeah,
I don't want to. I don't want to like have you say something that you don't, that you don't mean
yeah.
to say. We'll keep it at that.
Okay.
It's not
Hmm.
conclusive yet, but it's in the works, which
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
Have you considered doing a digital copy of like your story as well?
Yeah, I think I'm considering it definitely a digital copy. I mean, digital manga has been how should I say, been big in the market, so we wouldn't forego that. Although when I drew the manga, I guess I kind of drew it with the print copy in mind.
Okay.
Maybe because I grew up with printed manga. So I guess I'm kind of like this is what I know best, I guess. So so I kind of like every manga that have inspired me like they are printed manga. So the way they arrange the panels and everything are meant for print medium. So it's different from webtoon. It's different from from the way of panel arrangement and everything. The technique is slightly different. So I decided to stick to what I grew up on, and that is what I know is the best, basically. So yeah,
Yeah.
mainly will be print with digital available, I think.
I mean, you can always do that eventually down the line.
Mm.
But I think sticking with a physical copy is more like you treasure it
Uh,
more because
I
it's
guess so.
actually because it's
Yeah.
actually in your hand when you're reading it and not just like on your phone or on a tablet, and then you can feel the
Uh,
pages and stuff like so. I'm more of a purist that way too, because like I only read online
yeah.
if I don't have like the actual book in my hand. But I would prefer
Yeah.
to read like an actual book or to read an actual comic book or manga in my hand because I like turning the pages physically and
Yeah.
so
Actually,
like
to be fair, I like that too. But
yeah, so
recently, I understand why. I read some manga online as well. But I mean, if I have to create one of my own, I would stick to the one that I know is the best. Yeah, which
yeah.
is printed manga. Yeah.
Yeah. I think honestly I would do the same too if I ever wrote something. I would much rather have it
Nice.
as a physical copy because nowadays everything's all digital now, so like it's easy to I don't know if it is easier, but people can screenshots and copy and paste, all that stuff.
I
It's
see.
easier to kind of like manipulate it more digitally. But then if you have a physical copy, you can't really like, and you can, I guess, steal one, but you can't really like copy it.
Oh, I
You have
see.
to purchase
I
one.
guess so.
Yeah,
The
so it's
I
worth
personally
more.
don't. Yeah, I guess. Although I have to say, personally, I am not exactly against digital manga. It's just I know that my work is created for print just because
Yeah.
I know how a book works. I guess the panel and everything. So I go for the one that I feel that I have an expertise in. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, but yeah.
Whatever makes you more comfortable when you
Mm,
with what
yeah.
your product is. But I was gonna ask you something else it's just literally slipped my mind. Um, damn it! I'm so sorry. I had a
Don't
question set up.
worry.
I had a question set up, and then like as we were talking about the manga, it slipped my mind. I completely
No.
just brain farted. I don't know what happened to my next question for you, but I guess doing this this series and seeing it come to life for you.
Mm.
I guess as a writer,
Ah,
how is that process like for you? Was it
wow.
pretty surreal knowing that like you're actually publishing something that you've always wanted to publish?
Uh, I'm not sure if it's surreal. I felt apprehensive, I guess, and nervous because it's something that I have always wanted to do. It means a lot to me. So naturally, I care a lot of how it's going to be received. I cannot help but be apprehensive about it. It's not like how should I say when something means a lot to you, you tend to put a lot of pressure on yourself. Imagine, let's say you really like this person a lot, and you imagine yourself trying to confess your feeling to that person. The more you like that person, the harder it's going to feel when you're gonna do it, right?
Yeah.
That's yeah. So this is the same thing for me. It's like I really like this a lot. This is my lifelong passion. So I care. I guess I care about how it's going to be received. I cannot take my emotion out of it. So this is the part that is a bit scary to me, but I feel that I have something that I want to create. I told you I guess last time I was the shy introverted kid, and manga get me through those tough times. So it helps me a lot during those times. So I felt that this is something I want to do for someone else. So it's like, even if it's scary and I try to put myself out there and hopefully I don't die from a heart attack or something.
Well, I think that's what the purpose of writing is, right? To be able to be able to
Yeah.
put yourself in the book and put pieces of yourself in your story or your characters, or or
Yeah.
just pretty much the experience, and having your audience relate to that. So I think that's great that you put those emotions into your writing, so that
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
as a writer or as a reader, they could be like, oh, like a good example would be like Hajime Isayama, right? That's the writer for Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah.
Recently, uh
Mm.
I can't confirm this is exactly true or not, so people who are listening, don't quote me, but
Yeah.
he's mentioned that he writing Attack on Titan, he's put a lot of himself in that, and like
Yeah.
the main
Wow.
protagonist, Aaron Yeager, was like the
Okay.
worst part of him, like
Oh yeah, I have read a headline of that, but because I haven't
yeah.
finished Attack on Titans, so I was
Oh,
like, have to resist clicking that article. If not, I might get spoiled.
I don't think there's. How have you not
Is
finished
it?
it, Rachta? It's so. I'm a
Because
big Attack on
it's
Titan fan. So
great.
how, you need to finish it.
I know, but okay, Attack on Titan, it's one of those series that I keep reading, and then I watch anime. I went to read all the manga to the latest episode, and I'm like, after a while, I'm forgetting it. Oh, what
Okay.
happened? It's kind of a complex story. It's not just punching and oh yeah,
Right.
you don't have to remember that much. It's like a complex, or you need to remember this part in order to understand this part. So like I had to keep going back and read the first chapter again. Well, because I have done that a few times. Like, okay, fine. Need to need to find some time to do that again from the beginning to the end. Yeah.
But I'm just a big fan of Attack on Titan. So like I
Yeah,
love the
yeah, it was a
story.
great
I
series.
love how
Uh,
Isayama has
mm,
his writing style, right? Like especially in the
yeah.
manga where everything connects. Like even when there was time skips in this story, like he made a
Mm.
way to make the reader like look at it and connect all the dots. So I think that's
Holy crap!
yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh,
so I think when
sounds
you're
great.
writing your stuff, Rachta, and
Yeah.
you read other people's like stories or
Mm.
or mangas, you know, not saying
Oh.
like you, I guess not so much copy their stuff, but do you find inspiration on
Ah.
how they write their stories? I guess
Ah.
is there like a certain writer or artist that you follow that helps inspire you to
Wow.
write too?
Wow, that's so many of them. Because I read a lot. Um, I guess okay. I wouldn't say there's a particular writer, like just one. I would say it's a combination of many, many writers. It's not just manga writer. It's also include comics, video games, movies, TV series, books, and everything in between. Even sometimes documentary as well. So it's a bunch of stuff, and a lot of times, real life uh, events and real people also inspired me in the story. I guess the inspiration comes like when I feel like a particular moment, let's say in a story, I feel extremely moved or touched by it, or it made me feel a certain way. So I was like, wow, that's a really strong emotion. And I was like, wow, that's great. I want to be able to create this particular emotion in someone else's as well. So I guess I try to find out why do I feel that way when I read this part of the story. Then it was like, oh yeah, what makes you feel this way? How can I recreate it? So that's this particular feeling, I guess, in my story. Is that too abstract? I'm not sure. I
Oh no,
guess that's the way.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's good to draw from like a little bit of everything from everyone that's inspired
Yeah.
you or helped you out. And like you said, with real life experiences, it's good to use those in your
Uh,
stories. I
yeah.
guess my next question for you then is, since you
Mm.
do draw from your real life experiences, has there
Oh.
been any are there you don't have to say, but are there characters in your story that you use that are inspired like by real life people, like I guess someone or what I'm talking about, like
Wow.
like someone that or like for me, for example, like so someone who's
Uh,
impacted my life, would you put them in
uh,
your story, or are they in your story?
wow. Okay. I would say that yeah, definitely. But it's more like I wouldn't say as one single person is an inspiration for this one character. It's more like a collage of
Okay.
people of that I kind of combine into this one character, something like that. Um, okay, let's say the main character of my story. I'm not sure. Okay, should I say this? He's
No.
inspired by some of the people I have met. Yeah, like when I create it, I said that when I want to create my manga, I want to people to read it that in like hopefully they'll get through their life circumstances and stuff like that the same way that I did last time. So I create with that in mind. For me, there's a few people who actually approach me in person or online or something like that, and they actually confide in me that they want to commit suicide. Yeah, so I was like, of course, I was shocked, but they kind of like tell me that, oh, you know what, I was watching you draw and stuff, and I felt that maybe I shouldn't, maybe I don't have to commit suicide or something like that. The first time somebody told me that, I was very shocked and surprised because I was thinking to myself, was like, I didn't do anything, I was just drawing. What that's but but in a way, I understand how they're feeling. Last time when I was younger in my teens, I actually entertained those thoughts quite often. like when something bad or life is hard, I entertain those fantasy that what life is so hard. Why do I have to continue living and stuff? So I guess I understand what they're feeling. So I feel that how should I say, the main character? Sorry, I get a bit emotional.
No, it's okay.
The
It's
main
okay.
character is kind of based on that idea. The people that come confining me about this. So, oh my God, I can't do this. Sorry,
No,
I cannot maintain the composure. But yeah,
no, that I think
mm,
that's very beautifully said. And we'll leave it at that. Uh,
sorry.
no, it's okay. To anyone, and again, to anyone who's listening, please, if you do feel or entertain thoughts of suicide, please speak with someone, speak with me, speak with Rachta, reach out to people who you love. There's also the suicide hotline, and also you can text. I believe the number is
Yeah.
988. I think let me just make sure I get the right number there. uh yeah, 988. That's also the in America. That's the suicide hotline in America. But yes, please reach out to someone. But no, Rachta, I think that what you've said is it's a great way to kind of like draw, to use those kind of to use those kind of dark experiences, like and to to have readers who do feel that way, and to relate to someone, because sometimes people can't find people to relate with, so they relate with like anime or with
Yeah.
with fictional characters. That's for me, that's how I was growing up too. Like a lot of the characters, a lot of the things that I watched helped
Yeah.
kind of, I guess, mold me in a way. So like one
Yeah.
like a character that I absolutely love is Naruto, because
Oh, hey,
yeah,
that's the classic one.
yeah, so,
Yeah.
so Naruto was one that I grew up with. It was it's watching his journey, like go from
Mm,
being from someone who's like isolated, who's different, who's very uh outwardly expressive and odd. I found bits and pieces of myself in Naruto, and I
I
love
see.
the story of how he never
Uh,
gave up and how he pushed through all of his trials. So I
uh,
understand where it comes where you're coming from too. Like when as a writer, you want to reach out to people who feel those connections, because like I said before, sometimes just generally in people, you sometimes we feel like we don't know anyone to talk to, and I think it's great that people confided in you and your artwork, and I think
uh,
that's great that you're able to help people not commit those to not commit that. And I applaud you for that, because it's hard. Life is very hard, and people, like I said, people aren't kind to each other sometimes, and
uh,
it's good to be able to like use a platform like the podcast, or use a platform like yours to, when you go to conventions, to meet people. Like sometimes it's all we really need to do is just talk to someone, and I think that's great that he brought that up. For I mean, I didn't mean
I
to
see.
like
Yeah.
get that kind of, I wasn't
Uh,
expecting that kind of response when I was
so
asking that question,
sorry.
but I no
Yeah.
I 100% like appreciate the honesty that you gave, because I
Mm,
think that uh you know you could have just said anything else really, but to be really honest with your work,
mm,
and to use that as inspiration for your characters, that means a lot to that could mean a lot to someone who will be eventually reading this manga. So
uh.
um I think that's great, Racha, and
Thanks. You're so kind. I'm
no,
sorry.
no, it's
I
okay.
lost my cool. That's not cool. Yeah.
No, I'm not just speaking as the host right now. Okay, I'm speaking to you
Yeah.
as me right now. So I truly appreciate what you've just said, because a lot of people, not saying they're not honest, but it's good to be honest in your work and in your craft, because that's how they
Mm,
get to know you as a creative, right? Because that's something I'm trying to do as a creative, is to be more honest in
mm,
my work, instead of just like trying to constantly be professional, or just like around,
yeah.
like
I
general,
see.
like I've learned through the years of podcasting, I've learned that in order for me to not just grow my fan base, but for people to know me, I have to be more honest when I'm talking on the show. So
Yeah,
you know,
that's great.
and what you've done is, again, it's
Yes.
it's helping me be more honest, you know. So you know, it's
Yeah.
you know, even though it is a bit of a heavy topic, it's good to talk about it because people don't. And like I've said,
No.
it's great that you're working for something, or the work that you're striving for is working to help people in their darkest times, and I applaud you for that.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I mean, it was wow. Sorry, I can't think straight. But yeah, I mean, you're talking about honesty in art, in your creation. So yeah, I guess with this manga, the current one I'm creating, that telling about the Wonderverse Saga, is probably I guess, my most honest work that I have ever created. Cause I think if you have watched some of my interview and read some of my artist journey book, I did mention that I lost a extremely important contest. That manga contest, it's kind of like, it's very important to me. And ever since then, I have done a lot of like how reflection on the event, and I was like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I lost it because of my own failing. So I'm trying my best. Okay, how can I push and create the best work that I could ever done? I'm not sure if it's gonna be the best work ever, but at least to me, it's gonna be like give my all to it. And I realized that in my work, I have never really fully been honest about it. Because to create manga, if you're gonna be honest, you'll be afraid that, oh wow, if I write something too weird and crazy, would people hate me for it and stuff? So I was like trying to be like, oh, okay, for this work, I'm gonna just give my all to it. I'm not going to care so much how other people think about it. And it turns out that I was extremely self-conscious when I let people read it, because oh my god, it's the weirdest thing I've ever written. But it turns out that it also is the work that get the strongest emotional response from people. Of course, not everybody would like my work, because that's I mean, manga is a subjective experience, right? But it's the work that I managed to get the most emotional response from people. So I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, maybe this is the way it is. I don't know. Yeah. So
I think as long as you are putting your all in your own work, that's all that really matters. I honestly believe like the people who respond badly to your craft, or even like for me, even to the people who don't like the stuff I do, it's not meant for them. You know, it's
yeah.
not. So the people that respond well, like there's something that's connected. Your writing has connected to people who have responded in that way. So, you know, honestly, I'm pretty curious. Like I low key want to
Really?
read it. So I want to see. I low key want to read the Wonderverse Saga now.
Oh my
I'm just
gosh.
waiting for it. I'm like I need Rachta to publish this so I can buy it. You know.
Oh my
So
gosh. Yeah, I'll let you read it. Don't worry.
but
Yay.
yeah, you know, like
Yeah.
you've done, you know, you've done so much. Again, you've done so
Mm.
much this past year, and you
Yeah.
know, I don't want to leave on not so much a heavy note, but I want to also
Oh,
bring
I
up something
see.
that you've done. You mentioned like, you know, your work is helping you, or the work that you're doing is
Ooh.
helping people, right? So there's also things
I
that
mean,
you've done.
hopefully, yes.
You're putting a lot of honesty in your work, and you know you want to help people with your writing. But I've also seen you help people in different ways, where you were also doing, like, you were doing work at a university, right? You were
Oh, yeah.
teaching
Oh, yeah. I was
in
teaching for
Thailand.
one semester. I respect teachers a lot more, because holy crap, it's like one of the most taxing, most demanding job ever. um yeah, I can't help feeling responsible for the students I teach. I get to teach them one semester, but A lot of them are really, how should I say, very talented and hardworking. It was really cool, and I think I actually spent too much time on like preparing the lesson and like more than I should have. Uh, but then like, oh my god, then that's one of the reason I couldn't finish some of my manga.
Wait, so when you were teaching, when you were teaching
Yeah,
at
but
the
it's great.
university,
Yeah.
you were not, like
Mm.
you were actually being like a professor to them, or were like was it just like a
Ooh.
one time class thing? How was that like? Like
Oh,
what
it's
was that like?
actually I'm a guest lecturer.
Oh,
These
okay.
subjects are I would say kind of a requirement, but they have multiple kind of like professors, teacher teaching that same subject. Yeah. So I'm one of the guest lecturer that is invited to teach two subjects. Yeah, for that particular class.
Was it?
That's it.
I'm assuming it was really nerve wracking the first few days, right? Like just like
Oh, yeah, I guess because I can. The thing is, to do it and to teach is different. In order to teach, you need to kind of like you can't. Sometimes I draw by instinct, like okay, but sometimes you cannot articulate into words. Like, why do I do this? What's the reason? What's the thought process behind it? So what in order to teach somebody, you need to kind of digest those thoughts, translate the thought process into words that someone will understand you. And that someone, let's say that 20 students, each one of them will have different background, different life experience, different skill level in that particular subject. So they might not understand the same sentence, might not be understood the same way based on their own what they bring to the table. So I'm like trying my best to make it as easy to understand to every student as possible. So those require a lot of preparation, a lot of thinking of what can I do. And it's my first full semester class. I have done seminars and short workshop before. So in those classes, it's not really how should I say, didn't get to catch the growth and process of the student, right? But this one is a whole semester, so you need to plan it in a way that hopefully by the end of the class they will become better at that subject. Yeah, and as many students as possible become better in that subject. So I was like breaking my head, trying to come up with a good classes. So I'm like, oh, okay, it was a great experience though. Um, a lot of things that I do, but I didn't think too much about it when I try to break it down to digestible knowledge. So I'm like, oh, okay, now I can teach someone else. Let's say my manga assistants about it.
I think
Okay, yeah,
I think
something like that.
I think that's really cool though that you got to experience that,
Yeah.
and you get to add that, that experience, or even learn from that. And
Yeah.
that's I just, because I remember seeing you post about that, and going to Thailand, or
Yeah, yeah, I did.
it wasn't so much that, but it was the first time, or was it back in October, November, right when I reached out initially, and that's when like you were
Yeah.
there and we're like, yeah, Rasha's teaching, so we can't really do the podcast at that
Yeah, I'm
time.
like,
So
gosh, it's there was
yeah,
a crazy time.
yeah. So like that's what I'm saying. Like
I was such under a lot of stress.
it, it, it it's really cool to see that you're able to not only just write and make
Mm,
your own stuff, you're also able to help people
mm.
draw and teach, and
Ah,
do your lectures for them. And I
yeah.
think that was really cool to kind of see that side of you as well, to because you're not, because that you're not just the
Mhm.
artist, like, or the writer.
Ah.
You can also teach
Uh-huh.
people. So I think that was really cool that you
Yay.
did that. But this is a little
Yeah.
bit off topic. I don't know
All
why
right.
I don't know why I never asked you this initially when we first
Ooh.
spoke, but are you, so
Mm.
I know you're from Singapore, but are you Thai, or are
I'm
you?
actually Thai, yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yes, I'm Thai. A lot of people has a confusion about this guess. I'm Thai, and but I live in Singapore for a long time, like more than 10 years. So I kind of also feel that it's kind of my second home of sort. I got very familiar with the place, the people, and everything. So I love Singapore. Yeah, Thailand is my home country. So yeah.
And you travel back and forth. Then I assume from Thailand to
Yeah,
Singapore from
I
time to
always
time.
do that because at least at the very least once a year because I have to come back visit my family
Right. Of
so
course.
that they're not like crap. She's gone.
Rachta left us.
so, so I gotta come back at least at the very least once a year. During the pandemic, there were a lot of uncertainty, like we couldn't visit each other, and I actually was really scared for them during that point in time because my parents are not extremely young. So that's also one of the main reason that I have this weird epiphany about life and stuff.
No,
Because I was like, oh wow, man, they could have been gone during those time. But they were taking really good care of themselves and follow all the proper procedures about pandemic and everything. So they come out of it okay. So I was extremely grateful for it. Yeah,
that's good. Yeah,
yeah.
I had a family member from like that
Mm,
lived in Thailand too, and what was
yeah.
crazy was like when he left Thailand to come to the States again, it was right when they did the shutdown in Thailand, like when they didn't let
Ah,
people travel out anymore. So
yeah.
he left right before they did that, and like
Oh my gosh.
our family was concerned, like, oh man, like could you imagine had he not left
Yeah.
that day or he stayed a day later, he would have not come home. So that
Wow.
was a scary time during the pandemic, especially in Thailand. Like
Yeah.
they wouldn't let people travel in and out, and then like I can only imagine really being away from family like that, and just
Yeah.
there's like nothing you could do about it, but just wait and communicate with them like
Yeah.
through your phone or on your laptop or whatever. But
Mm.
it's cool. I only wanted to bring that up because I was like when I was thinking about like you going back and
I,
forth to Thailand and Singapore, and then I see you write in Thai too. So like
oh yeah.
I wasn't sure. I was like, is Rachta Thai then? Because like the name sounds
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
really
Thai
funny.
too. So like,
Yeah.
but I wasn't sure. So I don't know why I never asked you this in the beginning when we first
Oh no,
met.
it's
So,
fine. I guess I know that uh some people are confused about it, but I guess because actually I don't know why, but I guess maybe because I never really explicitly stating everywhere that I'm Thai or something. I guess speak mostly in English as well because I doing my cons and most of my cons are like in a English speaking country, so I guess I post most of my stuff in English.
well,
Yeah.
and hearing you speak though, like I can hear like a lot
Mm.
of the like the Singaporean
Yeah.
accent.
Oh, is
So like,
it? Holy
yeah,
crap.
yeah, I can hear like you don't sound Thai to me, so like that's why I was
Oh,
confused. Like,
really? Oh
yeah,
my
so because
gosh.
remember the first time we spoke, it was only
Yeah.
audio. Yeah, we didn't have
Oh, yeah,
visuals
yeah,
when we first spoke,
yeah.
so it was just strictly audio. So just based
Yeah.
off like listening to your voice, I'm like, okay, she sounds like
Oh,
she's
hey,
from like
that's cool. I could
from
pass.
Singapore. But then like when I saw as as we got to know each other more and I follow you, I was like, well, okay, so Raj can write in Thai, and then
Ah,
I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then that's like now on the third time, I was like, I have to ask you,
ah.
if, like it just,
I see.
I was just so curious, I
Ah,
was
yeah.
like it's so like I don't want to say it's so confusing, but it really it
It
threw
is
me off.
confusing, I
Yeah, it
understand,
threw me off. So
because some people actually there's a few articles written about like sometimes because it was I guess it wasn't clear, so some people mistook me as a Singaporean and stuff. But I was like, oh, okay, I mean, I guess it's understandable. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry about it. You're fine. Yeah.
so you're pretty fluent in Mandarin too, right? Since you live in Singapore.
Supposedly, actually used to study in China for a while. So I at the point in time my Chinese was really good. Now I can order food, I guess. I can order food in Chinese. My Chinese level dropped so much because I live in Singapore where most people would talk to me in English most of the time.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, my Chinese needs some big brushing.
Yeah, because there's a few art, like I guess content creators that I follow that's from Singapore, and a lot of the stuff they do is in English too. And like they only
Yeah.
speak Mandarin when they're like at restaurants, like you said, like they were when they
Oh,
ordering
yeah,
food or like when
and
it's
all
like
the
something with the
food.
service. Yeah, like that's the only time they speak Mandarin. So
Yeah.
I think it's cool. It's cool to know that
Mm,
you can speak Mandarin and you speak Thai pretty fluently.
mm.
I assume as well. You haven't lost your
Yeah,
Thai, right?
definitely. I grew up with it, so I can definitely speak it.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's a good way to kind of end this episode then, unless you wanted to talk about anything
Ah,
else.
all right. Please check out my manga, guys.
Yes.
And
Can you show them the cover of your show them the
oh,
cover of the
okay.
book?
This is the cover of the manga. That this the sample edition. Is kind of like the book that I show in Singapore Comic Con. That's the first place that we kind of like have a public preview of the manga. So this is like maybe 25% of the actual
Oh
first
man.
chapter. So yeah, but this one you can see it, I guess. Or how can I do this? Like it's the storyboard. Some part of it has like like a work in progress kind of thing. So this is my sketch, and this is supposedly like kind of a half finished panel because certain elements like salt and stuff isn't added in yet. So something like that.
That
There's
is
some
really cool.
concept, yeah, there's some concept art of the characters. Yeah, so these are like the book that I showed during Singapore Comic Con. I was extremely nervous about it because, like I said, it means a lot to me. So I always feel like, will people take well to it? So yeah, but I guess all in all, it was a great experience to debut the manga there. And yeah, please check it out. I hope I can finish it soon. Uh, there's a lot of projects coming up. I have to juggle all of them. So yeah, but I'll try my best to finish it by the end of this year. And also, I think we're coming up with the artist journey book finally. So every year we're having a like an art book that have a our team will compile all my artworks into one book of that year.
Oh
So we
yeah,
haven't,
that's right. I
yeah,
think you shared one the last time we spoke. It had I think was it the cover had Zhongli
yeah,
on it, right?
yes,
Yes, we
my
talked about that
husband.
last time. Yes. Yes, we talked about that. I remember because
Yeah.
I think I don't know if it was,
Mm.
but that was when did you have the cosplayer Shino? Was she in that book too, or
Oh
was like
yeah, yes.
yeah,
Wow, you're very good.
I remember. Well, because this is a
Yeah.
little bit off topic again, but because of
No,
that
yeah.
last conversation we had,
Hmm.
I've become I don't want to say acquainted, but I've been
Oh.
trying to get Shino on the podcast, but she was like, "Oh no, I don't really do podcasts, so it's okay."
Oh,
But
come on, Chino.
I
If you're
know
listening to this, you
get
can
Shino
do
on
it.
tell Shino to be on the
Yo,
podcast for me. But
she's so
she's
cool.
also on
I
in the
bet
Comic
she
Con.
would do completely fine on a podcast. Come on, Chino. Chino, be on
It's
the podcast.
I think it's cool because
Yeah.
she is also in the Comic Con industry, and like
Yeah.
I've talked to her about like what she does, and like
Ooh,
she's
yes.
busy. Like she is a very
Yeah.
busy person.
She's actually,
So
I personally think she's talented and she's good at what she's doing. I really respect her expertise. So I think you should share it to the
yes,
world.
yes. Tell her Rachta. Tell her Rachta.
Yeah, that. Yeah, that you know. I love you too.
But again, for folks who are watching, listening, go follow Rachta. I'll have her links in
Yay!
the show notes and stuff. Again,
Yay! That's my
um,
name. This
yes,
this.
go in and follow
Yeah.
Rachta. Support her work. Again, the Wonderverse Saga
Yahoo!
is still in works. It's not done
Um,
yet, but you know, even I will share when it drops because
oh,
I'm
thank
gonna
you.
I'm not kidding when
Yeah.
I'm saying this. Like I cannot wait for this to be done because I literally
my
want to buy
God.
buy a copy and read it myself. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
so
That means a lot
I'm
to
very
me.
excited for this. So for folks who are watching and listening, follow Rachta. Make sure you follow her when she goes to cons. If you do see her, go say hi to her at conventions. Make sure you follow the Wonderverse Saga. Oh yeah, the Wonderverse Saga also has like their own
Oh
social media
yeah,
pages.
it
Yes.
has its own social media page. So I'm not sure if you guys can scan this thing. Oh gosh, the camera doesn't work.
Yeah.
But this is Wonderverse Saga. This one is the
Right, on Facebook,
Twitter,
Instagram,
Facebook.
Twitter.
It's still new. I haven't posted the actual manga yet, so
I'll have those links in the show notes too. So
so
it's
I'm
good.
sorry if you just follow for nothing very much. Please go follow.
I'll have those links in the show notes too. So go follow,
Okay.
not just go follow Rachta, go follow the Wonderverse Saga.
Yeah.
You will not be disappointed. Again, Rachta is one of my favorite artists, one of my favorite guests on the show.
You're my favorite podcaster too.
Thank you. But again, before we do end things, Rachta, thank you so much for coming back on. I absolutely enjoyed this conversation. Thank you for being so honest on the show.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate that. No, don't. Yeah, it's okay. It's
I was just
I really
uncontrollable.
yeah, I just really appreciated how honest you are,
Right.
and it really helps me as a creative to know that I need to be just as honest as you. So, thank you. Thank you for giving me your time, and shout out to Darren for setting this up. I know that it's been pretty hectic, getting the scheduling in, and but I don't want to hold you any longer. I know you got a lot of stuff to work on. You can't don't make your assistant do everything. You gotta help your assistant too.
Yes.
But yeah. So
Alright.
again, this is episode 145 of Spoiler Force Podcast. Make sure you like, share, and
Yeah.
subscribe to Spoiler Force.
Yes.
Go follow
Mm.
Rachta, go follow the Wonderverse Saga, and share this episode with people you know. And again, I cannot wait for the Wonderverse Saga. And that's pretty much it. Thank you again, Rachta. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching, listening. Have a great day. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to give a review and rate Spoiler Force Podcast. If you want to get all Spoiler Force updates or even peeks at behind the scenes, you can join the Spoiler Force Discord community. And if you'd like to show support, give tips, recommendations, sponsorships, or any collaborations, you can email me at rickyvang92@gmail.com.